everyone. Entertaining guests with dietary restrictions during barbecue season can be stressful, but there are so many great options beyond frozen veggie burgers to impress your guests, whether they're meat eaters or not.
So here with her favorite plant-based barbecue swaps for summer is the YouTuber behind Vegan Afternoons with 2 Spoons, Hannah Sundarani. Welcome back to the show. So, you know, you're here at the perfect time because a lot of people are gearing up for the long weekend ahead, and a lot of people may be having some big gatherings, finally. So instead of maybe just swapping chicken skewers, you know, for whatever, you're now gonna start with swapping it with tofu.
Yes.
Which is really interesting. So why do you think they work? And do they taste good?
So yes, they do taste good and they work really well. I love swapping tofu for chicken because it really has a similar profile. It's high in protein. It is easily accessible at the grocery store, very easy to find, and it really adopts whatever flavors you add to it. So here we've got it in a lemon garlic marinade. We've marinated it for an hour, and then we basically thread it through a bamboo skewer. We add colorful vegetables, and there you go.
It's really nice.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
I have to say, I just started experimenting with cooking with tofu, but I feel like I suck at it, and I would be very intimidated to throw it on the barbecue. So what are some tips that you have for like barbecuing successfully with tofu?
So, very good question. I think a lot of the times when people are thinking about tofu, they're feeling intimidated really because they're just not used to it yet. The more you cook with it, the more familiar you get with it, the less intimidating it becomes. So the first one is, don't be intimidated. It is very easy to use. If you're doing it on the barbecue, my recommendation is to paint the barbecue grill with a little bit of oil. That will stop it from sticking, which might be something that you experience. That little bit of oil goes a long way.
Okay, up next, you say that cauliflower makes the best steak. So tell us about how you cook them on the barbecue.
Yes, cauliflower is having a comeback. People, yes. People are using it in really creative ways, and here we have it with a cauliflower steak. It's a 2-step process. You basically take that slab of cauliflower, you're gonna wrap it in tinfoil, put it in the barbecue, and it's gonna steam from the inside out. Then you pull it out, put it directly on the barbecue to toast each side. That's when it gets nicely charged, which is what people love. And you've got this delicious melt-in-your-mouth cauliflower that's so delicious.
It is really, really good. I've had cauliflower steaks before, but if you can talk to the other carnivores maybe in the room, does it actually make you feel full? Like, how does that compare?
Yeah, so definitely we're talking about a vegetable here. It's not high in protein. And so what I like to do is I like to serve it with chickpeas. The chickpeas add in the proteins. I've also drizzled with a little bit of tahini and then a little bit of parsley. Really elevates the dish. It makes it feel like kind of like you're having a swanky barbecue. You could serve this for date night and it will keep you full.
Nice.
All right. So you've done the skewer, you've done the steak, but burgers. Burgers are a barbecue staple, right? And you said there's a great way to make vegan patties using lentils.
Yes, so these are my lentil patties. The lentil is the protein in this dish. We also have some roasted eggplant in there as well as breadcrumb. I'm really loving the flavors in this burger because it's full of umami flavor. There's miso in there. There's tamari. It's giving me Asian fusion vibes, which I really love about it. And also pretty straightforward to prepare.
I'm sorry, I have next question. It's really, really, really delicious. I've never actually really had a lentil burger before, so I'm curious to hear how they come together.
Yeah, so pretty much what you do is you throw the lentils, the roasted eggplant, and the breadcrumb in something like a food processor or a blender. You make it into a patty mixture, form into little round discs, and then throw it right on the barbecue.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Last, you've swapped pulled pork for jackfruit for sloppy joes. I think we've talked about jackfruit on the show before, but I actually haven't dared to cook it for myself yet. For those who want to try it, what should they know about jackfruit?
Yeah, so for those that don't know, jackfruit is a tropical tree fruit. It's found in Southeast Asia. Not as widely available in fresh form, but there actually is a lot of canned varieties of jackfruit. So next time you're at the grocery store, check out the canned fruit section and it'll be there. And basically what you're gonna do is you're just gonna simmer it in a barbecue sauce and it pulls apart into these beautiful ribbons that look so much like the real deal, really like pulled pork.
Good.
So then what do you add to it?
So the barbecue sauce, it's really simmering in this barbecue sauce. We've got nice barbecue flavors in there. You're gonna let it simmer for 30 minutes. And after that, it's really gonna pull apart into these wonderful ribbons. I like to put it on a sandwich bun and then add a little bit of coleslaw. It gives it a really nice crunch. And I find that the tanginess of the coleslaw really offsets that barbecue flavor really nicely.
These are all great. Thank you. Thanks for lunch, Hannah. So delicious. So happy barbecuing for everybody over this long weekend ahead.
It is barbecue season, and many of us have our go-to grilling staples, but our next guest wants to help us shake things up a bit with a Filipino twist.
So here with some classic Filipino dishes perfect for your next summertime feast, please join us in welcoming head chef and owner of Islas Filipino Barbecue and Bar, Mark Buenaventura. Welcome.
We cannot wait to try this amazing food that you've brought for us, but let's start with why barbecue was kind of your entry into the culinary world.
Of course. Well, being Philippines a very tropical country, if you go there, there's always smoke in the air. They're always barbecuing outside. And here in Toronto, we're always in the parks and celebrating birthdays and stuff in the park, right? So.
And barbecue is in the middle of it.
Barbecue's always there, yeah.
It's right in the middle of it. Okay, so obviously, you know, my mother's Filipino, and this is the Filipino staple in all of our households. Squid in particular is, for me, it brings up so much nostalgia. It's one of my favorite dishes. So we're gonna start there. You've got vegetable stuffed baby squids.
Oh, come on.
So tell us about it, and we're gonna give it a taste.
All right, so it's just over there at the end. So this was one of our dishes we first opened up the restaurant with, and I think squid were meant to be stuffed just because it has that whole space in there.
Oh my gosh, so good.
And we stuff it with carrots, onions, ginger, and we add this moringa sauce, right, to give it that
This
kick.
is the green sauce, right,
That's
that
the
we're
green
seeing?
sauce,
Okay,
yes.
yeah, what's in it?
So moringa is a leaf known to like in Asia, this one particularly in India and Africa. So it has benefits for like cholesterol and blood pressure. So we do it like a pesto, right? I made it with a pesto with cashews, garlic, olive oil, and a little spinach.
I love how much ginger is in with the stuffing. It's ginger that I taste,
Yes.
right? Oh, it's so good.
And it's not squid forward. I think people might think there's gonna be a lot of squid. That's not what you taste first. You actually taste the vegetables first.
Yes, a little bit of both, yes.
A little bit of both. Okay, so we're gonna go up next to our next dish, and it is grilled stuffed fish in banana leaves. Now, for people who are not familiar, we Filipinos will eat what we call kumayan style, which is sort of communal dining on top of banana leaves. And so tell us about, we're gonna dig in, the background on this next dish.
Yes, so right here we have the fish. It's already unwrapped, but we wrap the fish whole and we stuff it with like tomatoes, onions, also ginger again. We squeeze a lot of lemon on it and we butter the leaves before we wrap them. So, you know, you get that extra flavor as well.
What do the leaves do, being wrapped in them?
So with the leaves, because in the Philippines, it's abundance there, right? So they use it for a lot of cooking dishes, even some of their desserts. But what it does, it adds like a little bit more herbal flavor to the dish. And it also protects it while you're grilling.
It's like the best foil paper you've ever had.
That's
But
right.
you can
really
eat it.
durable.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about banana leaves. Where can people find banana leaves here?
You can actually find these in most Asian grocery stores. They're usually in the frozen section of the store. But yeah, most stores have them now.
Yeah,
You know,
delicious.
seeing the whole fish there, fun fact, in my family, the kids used to fight over the eyeballs and the eye cheeks. They're so good. If you haven't tried it, try it. Okay, next you have a Filipino take on the Chinese spring roll. It's called the lumpia. We're gonna make our, lumpia? Lumpia. We're gonna make our own today, but first give us the background on lumpia.
All right, so lumpia is, I guess, if you have a Filipino friend, you've probably tried lumpia before. It's something that I grew up watching my aunts and my mom, like they would always be rolling in the kitchen, right? And every time they're cooking them, I'd be like, let me have the first one, let me have one. And it's just one of those things, everyone I think loves it. So we have two kinds here. We brought a fish. and a vegetable spring roll.
So this is our actual.
So, and these are your wrappers you guys are gonna
Okay.
use, okay?
Great, okay.
So you
Okay.
can take a scoop of each.
So that's the veg for
okay,
you,
go ahead, you go
and then
ahead.
a
Yeah.
fish for me. Okay.
Okay.
How big of a scoop?
This is
Maybe
always
it's
the
a
trick.
heaping?
About a tablespoon, yeah. A
Okay.
tablespoon works.
Tablespoon,
Because you
yeah.
want to be able to close the wrap.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got
You
it.
could make it like kind of stretch it out on the wrapper. Yeah.
All right.
Just like that. Try to do like a line.
My mom's watching and she's like, "You better do this right, or else."
Okay. Okay, we've made a line. Okay,
All
made a
right?
line.
And then what you're gonna do is kind of wrap it like a gift. So you're gonna take the first corner, bottom corner, wrap it over the,
Yeah.
the
So
stuffing.
the corners meet.
And then you're gonna take both ends and fold them in.
Mark, you're dying to jump in. I feel it and I love it. I like that. Okay.
Right? And then you wanna get a tight roll as possible, okay? So when you're rolling it, try to like get the wrapper really tight.
Okay.
I have a little paste here made with cornstarch.
I'm gonna use my fingers.
Just
yeah.
add a
Yeah.
little bit at the top.
Yeah.
And that should keep it together.
My mom sometimes just uses egg whites. That covered too. Okay.
Okay.
So this, look, we did good. I think.
Yeah.
Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, looks great. Looks
Yeah?
great.
I want to talk. Tita, Tita, how did I do?
I'm impressed with us.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
And
I'm gonna
you
try it.
have a
Is
little
this one,
sample
right?
there. Yeah, you have a sample there to try. So we also, what we could also do with the
Oh.
fish is like, say you have some leftover fish, what we would usually
winner.
do is just add some of the ingredients to it, like the carrots, the onions, and then we could use that as the ingredients for the spring roll, right?
Okay, we're going to talk about condiments for a second because we have something very specific in Filipino culture called banana ketchup. What is banana ketchup and where is it used?
All right, so we have some here, just a little bit on this side. So banana ketchup, we use that for like, you know, the spring rolls, obviously, but most of our dishes, like how we would use ketchup here. But it was just at a time in the Philippines where I think it was in the World War II, and they didn't have much tomatoes at that time, and they had an abundance of bananas. So one of the chefs there, she created this condiment, and it just became a big thing across the country.
Banana ketchup.
So what is it? So it's bananas?
So it's mixed with bananas, vinegar, spices. You know, it gives the red coloring from. They could either use dye or annatto, just to
that.
give that
Give
red
it a little
color.
taste.
Can I
give it a
just
little taste.
dip it into here? I'm gonna.
But you
Oh,
want
wait,
it
that
to
was the
taste
chili
a
sauce.
little
Wait,
bit
wait.
sweet.
I'm just messing up the set. Sorry, Mel. There we go.
Okay. Here, let me
There it
just go
is.
like this.
Yeah,
And then
just like
I
that,
want to
yeah.
taste. And is the banana flavor overpowering?
Not really. It should be sweet and sour because of the vinegar.
Yeah.
It's so good. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna finish things off with what you consider one of the best grilled chicken recipes out there. It's called chicken inasal.
Inasal. Yeah.
Inasal, fill us in.
All right, so chicken inasal. So this wasn't a dish I grew up with, but there was a time before the restaurant I was traveling back to the Philippines. And I remember when I first tried it, I was just like, what is this? Like, this is an amazing dish. And it was more, it was from a city, Bacolod in the Philippines, more in the south. And what they use is like lemongrass, ginger. They use a lot of calamansi. Calamansi is like our lemon in the Philippines. And it's just grilled. And when you taste it, it's amazing.
Oh my, it is amazing. It's
yeah.
a little bit sweet. It's a little savory. It's really, really great. Thank you.
Wow.
And actually another thing. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, and it was one of those things after traveling back to the Philippines, when I came back to Toronto, I was just craving it. So I would just try different recipes, try to learn it. And this is before the restaurant. And even before the restaurant, we started catering it to different
I'm
parties.
guessing it's a big hit.
Yeah.
This is
so,
big
awesome.
so now we still have it on the menu today.
Chef Mark, this has been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful segment. Thank you for bringing these amazing foods to us. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's be honest, when it comes to pool parties, a lot of us are mostly there for the food, am I right?
Yes, for sure. It's gotta be good and it's gotta be easy. So here with some delicious options that won't have you sweating in the kitchen all day is founding partner and creative fire starter of Alchemy Grills, Chef Matt
What a vibe in here today.
Isn't that a great vibe? This audience is
trip.
incredible.
We're turned up.
You're turned up. What?
Yeah.
Isn't that that's the theme.
And everything that you've brought is turned up. Start by telling us what we should keep in mind when we're planning food for a pool party.
Yeah, so pool being the key word, right? That's why people are there. However, you need to feed people. It's an Italian sin if you invite someone over and you don't feed them. But let's maybe not have a massive, 13-course feast.
Right.
Let's just do some snacks. Let's just get them fed.
Okay, so you brought some delicious options. And we're starting with toasts. Why are they such a great choice?
I'll tell you, toasts are great because it's like, I feel like a sandwich, but it's non-committal. Like, I don't have to go all in.
Okay.
You can have a toast in one hand, you can jump in the pool, grab a spritz, come back, have another toast. So they're good. You can come in and out.
What have you brought?
Yeah, so this is pan con tomate. It's a Spanish version of Italian bruschetta. So it's got a little, it's nice. So you got a little bit of jamon, which is a little nuttier version of prosciutto. The tomato, instead of being chopped, basically you put it through a cheese grater. So it's really juicy, really fruity. Hit it with some lemon juice, shaved garlic, a little bit of olive oil. So nice, little pearl onion on top, because it's cute. And then you have that toast that kind of is basically holding all that flavor.
And then the peach one?
The peach is great because it's actually grilled and smoked peaches over top of a focaccia toast. When you grill a peach, the sugars just caramelize immediately. It holds on to so much flavor. Then there's stracciatella cream, which is the inside of the burrata. You can make, so you can take buffalo mozzarella, soak it in cream overnight, a little bit of lemon zest, black pepper, little sweet pea pesto on there.
Our audience is moaning and groaning. They're like,
I'm like, what is going on?
That's sweet pea pesto?
Yeah, so it's, again, you have to be careful of nut allergies. So I usually keep nuts, pine nuts and almonds out of my pesto when I make it for larger groups. But the pea helps still thicken it up and give it some body.
Yeah. Hey, let me know, can you make these like ahead of time and have them, in the morning and then your pool parties in the afternoon, or should you be making them as guests arrive?
So it's kind of a hybrid. It's like I'm very strategic with my snacking. So you want to get your vessels ready to grill off all your toast. And then if there's like a main protein that's sitting on top of the vessel, that's great. Get the peach down and the jamon down because it can hold all that juicy stuff that's going on. And then literally as people are coming in, just
you're doing the garnish stuff, right?
Spoon to toast. Or make people do it themselves.
Yeah,
they're adults.
they're adults.
They're adults, we can do it. So
okay, there's one more toast and you're gonna have me put it together. Why don't you tell us what it is?
Yeah, so this is actually one of my favorite things this summer that I've been making. It's hot smoked trout. So what's different about hot smoked fish is that the fire and the smoke is actually cooking the fish versus a cold smoked version where it's salted and cured. So the hot smoke fire is cooking the fish, mix a little sour cream, a little fennel, because the fennel has that anise nuttiness that brings out the flavor, little dill, little lemon, and then on top of it, there's just a little, it's a brioche toast, so it's nice and light, but I also grilled off the trout skin. So it's like a trout skin chicharron. So you're getting a little crunch, a little freshness. Now the trick with smoking, like hot smoking fish, is you don't want to overdo it. It can go from being a great bite to being very bitter very quickly. So you just need to be very mindful of that.
Okay.
Little caper in there too. For
Jess
some
is gonna
salty head.
try it. Yeah? You love it?
And I'm so into capers this summer. I'm having a caper girl summer, and this is divine. It's so good.
You know what? Capers are the new anchovy. They really are. Anchovies was last summer. This year it's all capers.
All right, we have not a lot of time to get through much more food. So next up, skewers. I love meat on a stick. So why do you love it for a pool party?
Yeah, meat on a stick is great. You got a stick in one hand, you can take selfies or DJ in the other hand. It's great, right? So that's, meat on a stick is the thing.
Okay, what are the options that you're showing us?
So you have a grilled steak with a chimichurri sauce. Chimi is like one of my go-to flavor profiles of the summer. It's great on meat, veg, fish, doesn't matter. Then there's a Greek salad version. So I did a grilled zucchini, then all the toppers. So you have olives, tomatoes, feta cheese. And then the last one is chicken, grilled pineapple, little chili crisp, little hoisin. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's
Give me this meat on a stick.
Get your meat on a stick.
Those look so delicious and so easy for a pool party. I love it.
They're quick, they're easy to eat, and like I said, you can still party at the same time.
So finally, we've got some cold soups, which, this is interesting. Gazpacho, as they call it in Spain. Tell us about why this is a fun option.
A great cold soup option because you can put it out and it's not gonna get cold on you. It's cold. No, I'm serious though, right? You can plan that first and then party around the soup.
So what are the soups today?
Yeah, so we have a cold smoked tomato gazpacho. So it's got tomatoes, garlic, parsley, a little bit of lime in a shot glass. Take it back. It's a good palate cleanser for all the other meat on a stick.
You want to shoot this?
Yeah, take a shot.
Go.
Get crazy.
There.
Have a little gazpacho shot.
Okay.
Right there, right there.
There's one.
Don't choke. Second
one,
one,
yeah.
probably my favorite one is the second one. So that is a cucumber avocado one. So there's mint in there, there's avocado, there's cucumber, a little bit of Greek yogurt just to give it some frothiness.
Okay.
And then look at that edible spoon.
Shoot that
little
too.
endive leaf. Okay, or forget the spoon. Forget the spoon.
Okay.
Who needs the edible spoon?
Yeah?
Who needs it?
Is this a good one?
Who needs the edible spoon? It's just for garnish. What does it matter?
Okay, so I'm gonna help serve the last one while you tell us about it. And I'm gonna serve them in these adorable cucumber cups.
So that that can be used so many different ways, but just if you're gonna serve it as is, it's a roasted red pepper gazpacho. You wanna roast the peppers first, put them in a bowl so that the skins just peel off really easily. Blend it with some garlic, some olive oil, lemon. You'll notice these are very like Mediterranean flavors, very light, right? Yeah, nice.
I don't like it. They're all so good.
You know how many of these things I had to scoop out for you ladies today? Like,
Matt, we so appreciate
little
it.
edible shot glass, right? Nothing to clean up after. Cheers.
Thank you so
Salud.
much for sharing
Salud.
these delicious
Salud.
poolside snacks
Salud,
with us.
everybody.
It's always so great having you on the show. Welcome back, everyone. So when it comes to summer grilling, there's so much to learn, and our next guest says one of the biggest fountains of knowledge is your local butcher.
And he's here with a fabulous feast from his latest cookbook, Butcher on the Block. Please join us in welcoming award-winning author Matt Moore.
Okay, so before we dig into this amazing food that you've brought us, tell us what the cookbook is all about.
So this is my 5th cookbook. Last 2 books were focused on the art of barbecue and grilling. And I like to say that this is not a book about butchering per se, rather it's about the butcher. And so we canvass from Chinatown in San Francisco to the south of France, but it also gave me the opportunity to pay homage to my own grandfather, who was a butcher. He was a World War II veteran in Valdosta, Georgia. And so the concept is that we give you a little bit of a butchering primer at home. We want you to have some basic techniques. And then we travel the world and we meet these interesting people, that showcase the world of meat, showcase the world of vegetables, seafood, and everything in between.
Love it. Okay, we're gonna dive in with the first dish you have for us, which is a flank steak. Flank steaks, I like, it kind of just came into popularity, but why do you love this as a great cut of meat?
So flank steak is super affordable, and it's kind of the utility of the book, right? I want to showcase some of the butcher's cuts. And so this is something that you can pick up at your local butcher. It's gonna stretch to feed a crowd. It's got a lot of flavor, and it's super tender. That being said, I like to kind of put my own butchering technique to it. It needs a little bit of help on the grill, right? So we've got this beautiful muscle, and you can see kind of the natural striations in the meat. And what I like to do to kind of set yourself up for success is I'm just gonna take a knife and just kind of gently score this just right across. And what this is gonna do is gonna kind of let it set up. I give it a little crosshatch.
Oh, nice.
And we've got a grill fired up. Gas grill, charcoal grill, I don't care what grill it is. We're just having a good time because anytime you're grilling, it's a good time. So we're gonna season this up. Kosher salt and pepper. We want to do this on both sides. And by doing this, it's going to kind of allow what we call the Maillard reaction. You didn't know we were going to get scientific today, did you? So the Maillard reaction is this gentle balance between enzymes and amino acids, and it happens at elevated temperatures. And so we want to put that on the grill. A better way of saying it is brown food is good food. So we've got one over here, if you don't mind. Now, in the meantime, we are going to get to work on what we call a board sauce.
Okay, I'm going to help you make this board sauce. Okay,
So
what
we've
am I
got
doing?
Capers, garlic, red onion. We've got some parsley. We've got Dijon mustard as kind of the binding ingredient, crushed red pepper, and some tarragon salt and pepper. And so I want you with my, I'm going to kind of mix this in, but just go ahead and take that, and we're just going to blend all this together, right?
So I'm
this is, that's all we're doing. We're just going to bring this together.
Project for you?
Little art project. Yeah. You didn't know we were going to do this.
No.
And so now
This
we'll
is so
just kind
smart
of
to do it
thin
on the
out.
board.
Yeah. And we're going to serve it just like this too. Entertaining should be very simple. It shouldn't be too complicated.
Okay.
And then once we do that, if you don't mind, we're just going to put that steak right on top of this.
Okay.
Like right on it.
Right on
on
it.
top. You can see how
do you want me to
beautifully.
flip it any
No,
Do you want me
just-
to
we're
make
just
it
gonna-
even?
I know we're just going to keep it super simple, right?
Okay.
And when we do that, ideally, when we pull something off that's been super, super hot like that, we want to let it rest, right?
Okay.
At least 5-10 minutes. And then we already kind of gave it this beautiful crosshatch. But the other technique that's really important is that we're going to cut this on the bias and against the grain. This is a board sauce. One of my favorite barbecue chefs, a guy named Adam Perry Lang. He kind of created this method because as we sort of go in and slice this meat, it's going to start to release some of the natural juices from the meat.
Can I do this for Lainey?
And yeah, and we're gonna literally we're gonna toss it though.
Oh, never
before
mind.
we
I'm
do
getting
it, we're gonna
ahead of myself,
get. Yeah, we're almost there. I know. Hey,
Hang on, girl.
I'm sorry.
we're gonna kind of just combine it into this board sauce, right?
Right.
And so the natural
Should I
juices
help
of the
that a
meat,
little
we
bit?
can just come like this, super simple. And again, when I mentioned earlier about stretching to feed a crowd, this way people can kind of portion it themselves. The natural juices are gonna come out. And it's just that simple. A little Dijon, a little brininess from the capers.
Okay.
Just super simple,
Well, here, let's
super
switch it-
delicious.
switch it to you.
And again, you're gonna get some of that tenderness, that smoky char that we get from the steak as it cooks on the grill.
Oh my gosh,
You can dial
so
up the
good.
Dijon as you want it.
The Dijon is perfection. Oh my God, so good.
Oh, so good.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Because I understand there's a section in the book called about vegetable butchers. I don't know about you, but I didn't know that a vegetable butcher existed. Tell us all about what a vegetable butcher is.
So, in the book, I wanted to not just focus on meats and game, but we wanted to bring in where butchering exists in the world today. And so we traveled to San Francisco. Cara Mangini is the first vegetable butcher. It's a real thing at New York's Eataly Market. And
Nice.
her kind of philosophy is to make vegetables more the center of the plate, right? And so if you're going to maybe get a stir fry or you want a cauliflower steak, there's actually a proper technique to quote unquote butcher the vegetable.
That makes sense.
And so
Yeah.
we spent time with her and got her philosophy. And it wouldn't have been a complete book on butchering if we did not represent the actual vegetable butcher.
That totally makes
great.
sense because think about how hard it is sometimes to cut a squash.
Yes.
To
yeah.
like the point. Anyway, the veg you brought for us is a smoked carrot salad. So how did this dish come together?
So when we traveled, we round out the rest of the book with another 75 recipes. There's about 125 throughout the book. I cook at my house in Nashville every single night. This is sort of a happy accident. I had a pork shoulder on the smoker because we're doing our low and slow barbecue and grilling. I had some carrots rolling around in the fridge. And so I put the carrots on the smoker, and with low time and temperature, they became really soft and smoky. And in my family, we have the saying that feta makes it better.
Yes.
So we put a little bit of feta cheese on
does.
top, some pickled red onion for a little bit of acidity, and it's just a great side. You can serve it out at room temperature. Think of it as a salad, but it's also a really creative way for you to eat your vegetables too.
Gorgeous. Next up, you have a roasted shrimp pasta salad. What is the key, or like any tips you have for roasting shrimp perfectly?
Yeah, so for me, a shrimp should be roasted, right? You've got that gentle balance when you're cooking a piece of shrimp to where it's gonna go from undercooked to overcooked very quickly.
Yes.
And so I like to leave the tails on because as you notice, the shrimp, it actually is gonna get more narrow. So leaving the tail on is gonna protect that meat, and then roasting it in the oven, it's gonna cook very evenly. We talk about perfect ways to make bacon, everybody's ingredient, we roast it in the oven. And then we just take the shrimp, we cut it into nice bite-sized pieces. It's a great dish for summertime, entertaining, a pasta salad that's very comforting.
This is so good.
I would never have expected that.
A little bit of olive, too, for that nice little finish.
This
Fantastic.
is the crown jewel. Like, wow, that's good. Okay, so you're finishing off our barbecue spread with a bacon buttermilk cornbread.
Okay.
Yes, please. I feel so much better just saying this. Okay, how do you make it?
Well, I'm not bashful because I'm from Nashville. So we're going to be doing a traditional Southern dish, served it up in cast iron. But of course, I have to add my element to it. So, buttermilk goes really, really well with all of our baking in our dishes, but we add in just smoky bacon. Go to your local butcher, pick up a fresh ground meat, a sausage, or house-made bacon, and we just fry it up in the bacon drippings, bring it all together, and it's a perfect complement to round out any meal.
Gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
you.
This has
Appreciate
been
it.
such a dream. These dishes are delicious.
Well, you are about to learn how to make them yourself. So here to show us how to cook the perfect fall off the bone ribs is chef and author Adrienne Forte. Welcome. We're so excited to have you back.
It's always a pleasure, always a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me.
Now, before we dig in, just last year, you chefed it up for Grammy Award-winning Alicia Keys at her surprise birthday celebration. So what was that like?
She didn't have any ribs, but she was an absolute delight. So we did like a massive seafood platter for her, and she had doubles for the first time. Yeah. And she was obsessed. She was obsessed after that.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I could look at that footage all day. But let's talk barbecue, can we?
Yes.
You talk about low and slow is the way to go, I think, in
Yeah.
many realms in life. But also when cooking. for most tender and flavorful meat. So let's talk about this. How do we do this?
Yeah, so for low and slow, you basically want to cook the protein on a barbecue or a grill at a low temperature.
Okay.
So anywhere from 200 to 250 degrees, and you want to do it very slow. So you just relax, have a brewski, put it on there, and just let it cook. Just chill.
So no checking? Like, because my big thing is always like lifting up that lid.
Yeah, you can check periodically, but as you open the lid, you're gonna let the heat out.
Exactly.
Are you talking hours though? Like hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you get it's gonna break down the connective tissue and the protein, like that low heat, very slowly. That's how you get the perfect barbecue.
Okay.
But my preferred method of doing low and slow is in a sous vide.
So tell us,
One
when
of
you
these
brought a
fancy
sous vide,
things.
I would
Yeah.
never say like, oh, barbecue or ribs,
Yeah.
oh, sous vide machine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so this is how professional chefs do it. It's our little secret, so now you guys all know.
Oh. Yeah.
Right? So we usually start off in the sous vide, and then we finish on our barbecue and on a smoker. So the reason why this is such innovative technology, well, it's been around since the 70s, but it's able to control the temperature. It's temperature controlled. So when you're working with a barbecue or a grill, right, you're gonna have your protein on there, you're gonna have your charcoal. You don't really have that much control over the heat, but it's stabilized. So the temperature inside the liquid, which is the water, is the same temperature as inside the meat. So it's cooked even throughout, and you'll never have it be overcooked or dry.
Can I peek?
Of course you can peek. It's so easy to do.
It looks like something out of a science fiction movie, though. Like,
so
it's a little
it's just vac packed, right? So it's vacuum
that's
sealed
it.
with the marinade, and you set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it. Love it. Okay, I'm ready to eat.
Yes.
So walk us through our first rack of ribs, which is
Fantastic.
made with lamb.
Yeah, so the lamb ribs over here. Yeah, impressive, right?
Yeah, very
so
impressive.
the lamb ribs over here, so we did it in a sous vide, and then it's done in like a Mediterranean style dry
I've never
rub.
had lamb before. Wish me luck.
Well,
Holy
good.
smokes, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
Thank you.
good.
So we have a little bit of dried thyme. This is basically like a Mediterranean dukkha, the spice that we use.
It's perfect.
So we just finish it on top as well, just to give it that nice crunch and just like packed with flavor.
So you prepared both a marinade and a dry rub. So
Yes.
is one better than the other, and can they both go together?
I wouldn't say one's better than the other. You can use them both at the same time.
Okay.
So what the dry rub does, it's gonna form a seal or a crust around the protein. So that's when you're doing dry style ribs, which are like competition ribs, like in the US.
Yeah.
And then a marinade, it's gonna basically keep the ribs moist, right?
Yeah.
So you use something wet. So that's the difference between dry and wet.
Okay.
Or dry rub and a marinade.
Speaking of marinade, like give us some tips, like your favorite marinade, how we do it, so max flavor.
So for me, because I'm Jamaican, I love jerk.
Yeah.
That's my favorite way. So what I would do is I would add that marinade to the protein, put it in the vac pack, put it in the sous vide, and then finish it on the grill. And have a nice little red stripe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up are the beef ribs, and you do this
Yes.
with a dry rub, and you use an
Yes.
ingredient that might surprise some of us.
Yeah, Japanese togarashi.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's not typically used on ribs. It's generally used in Asian style dishes like noodles. You could top it on rice. It's delicious. You know, it has a little bit of chili pepper in there, some yuzu, some orange peel, so you get that bright citrus. It's bomb, right? Yeah, so it has a lot of complex flavors in it. And then I take the togarashi and add that to my spice rub with some garlic, some thyme, some different herbs, and a lot of different aromatics in there to really pull through with that flavor.
I have to also, a quick question. That marinade, is it also helping to break down some of that protein?
Yes. So the good thing about marination is that, you're gonna need salt, you're gonna need fat, you're gonna need acid, and flavor. So what the fat is gonna do is especially in a marinade, it's gonna help to seep that flavor into the meat, right? The salt is gonna pull out moisture. So you're pulling out excess moisture out of your meat. And then the acid is gonna help to tenderize the meat to make it soft.
Okay.
So think of like if you do like a Latin style ribs, you could do a little bit of lemon juice that'll break down, or acid, apple cider vinegar is another good acid. And then the flavor is gonna influence the taste of the meat. So that's why we have Mediterranean style, then we have a little Asian style, and then American style ribs.
Okay.
So that's what the flavor is.
You've got another tip when it comes to cooking like with indirect heat.
Yes.
Talk about how that works.
So what that means is that you're gonna have your heat source, right? So you're gonna have either your charcoal briquettes or just flame from your barbecue, and you're gonna place the meat adjacent to the heat source.
Okay.
So adjacent to the heat zone. That way you don't have fat rendering into the flames, burning the meat, overcooking it, making it dry.
So is that
making
true
it
for any
charred.
kind of meat, would you say?
Any kind of meat.
Okay.
So, but you're gonna do it low and slow.
Okay, all right.
Slow,
Right?
Low and slow.
And then maybe move it to that part, where you get the crust.
Yes,
At the end,
yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
just
yes.
to get that.
You move it over. Yeah, that's when you want to do it. That's when you want to do it. She sounds like she barbecues, right? You definitely barbecue. Okay, awesome.
Okay, Chef, last but not least, we're going with the pork ribs,
Yes.
and you have a brown sugar glaze.
Yeah, I also put a little bit of rum in there.
Okay.
So I encourage you to try that one. Dip in a little bit of sauce.
Which one's the sauce we want us to dip in?
You want to try the same marinade. This is right there.
Okay, I'm
We can
going.
even get you some barbecue.
Okay.
And just
Little
curious, you
barbecue.
also marinated, correct?
Yes.
wearing white.
So we use that marinade, and we're gonna finish it with the marinade.
I have a little,
bit for you.
Okay.
Thanks,
So
Chef.
you were nervous for me?
I'm very nervous for you, and you're wearing a white shirt. Don't, no pressure, Cynthia.
See? Fall off the bone, right?
Yeah. Be careful.
Oh my
be careful.
God, this is like, I've never cooked ribs before, but you have inspired a meal.
Now you know how.
This is so good.
Amazing. You ladies keep eating. Adrian, this has been phenomenal. Thank you. Great job.
Thanks, everybody.
Be careful. Be careful. So, we know that hosting guests can be stressful, especially these days when so many people have dietary restrictions that are so different. Now, as a caterer and former private chef to the Toronto Raptors, our next guest knows how to feed people with those strict diets.
Here to share her favorite crowd-pleasing barbecue recipes is Chef Tamara Madison. Welcome back. Now, Chef Tamara, what do you think is the biggest thing people don't realize when it comes to having a barbecue and cooking for all different types of diets?
Well, first of all, I think the first thing people think of is like, I'm gonna cook what I like, right? Yeah. So like, I'm guilty. So we tend to forget about our friends that have dietary restrictions. They may not be a large population, but they are there and they most likely will show up to your barbecue. So I always make sure. Yeah, they will.
They always show
Somebody.
Yeah.
So I always say try to stay away from, or at least have a small portion set aside for them that's gluten-free, dairy-free. You know, read labels. There are a lot of sauces and different things that have gluten in them that we're not aware of. So reading the labels is extremely important. And just keeping things simple, like making marinades or sauces that have just like olive oil, lemon, herbs, spices.
Right.
And it gives us a lot of flavor, but gives the crowd what they need, and then when people come with their dietary restrictions, you know that they can eat it, right?
That's smart.
Because it is kind of surprising that a lot of sauces and chips, they aren't actually dairy-free,
No,
right?
they're not. Actually, a lot of chips have milk powder in it.
Really?
Yeah, they do. And like, guilty, I like to bring a bag of chips to barbecues all the time, but like vegans will be like, oh, they'll just eat at anything, and you have to be sure that you're reading again, read the labels.
Read the labels.
Yeah, just to say.
Does anybody get upset you're the chef, you're bringing chips? I'd be like, girl, where is the
I didn't have time. I didn't have time today.
I'm here with a bag of chips. All right, so let's get into our first dish. Talk to us about the jerk mushroom kebabs. It sounds delicious.
It looks so good.
You talk, we eat.
All right, so these jerk mushroom kebabs are just a great plant-based alternative. So I'm Jamaican, we love jerk chicken, obviously. So instead of having the chicken, we have the mushrooms. And if you do have a crowd that does eat meat and they're vegan or vegetarian, of course, just put the chicken and the mushrooms on one kebab and then like party in your mouth. Yeah.
That's an easy fix.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't do spice very well, but let's talk about the kick that this jerk brings.
Yes. So obviously jerk has Scotch bonnet pepper in it. But the good news is for people that kind of want to wean back on the spice a little bit, grocery stores do have the option to get like mild or spicy jerk seasoning. So just get the mild. And then what I do is I actually put agave syrup in my marinade. It's in the recipe. So the agave syrup kind of mellows out the smokiness and the spice and the salt. It kind of gives a nice balance and it gives great flavor.
I feel like the pineapple on here does that as well. The pineapple is so delicious, but is there a swap for someone who's maybe fussy about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually put fried plantain.
Oh, yes.
Favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
So
talk
like
about
I'll grill them and then I cut up some fried plantain and I just wean it right onto the kebab. Knocks people out every time.
Ooh, I love that.
I love fried plantain.
That was already amazing. Let's move on to the next dish. It is an Asian-style burger. So tell us about it.
This is my favorite.
Oh! Okay.
This is my favorite. It has ground beef. It has ground ginger, like freshly grated ginger in there. It had ground. It has scallion.
My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. It's That's my favorite, yeah.
I'm tasting the ginger and I'm tasting all the
scallion, and then it has like gluten-free hoisin because it actually is gluten-free. So we have a gluten-free bun. We're making sure we use
Gluten-free bun.
Wow.
That one. This one isn't.
That one isn't.
Okay.
This one is, and it's just as good.
Listen,
Because you guys didn't have any, you know.
We're good. I'm gluten.
Wow.
Gluten-free and be like, okay, I can
Yeah, no, you can do that.
Wow.
But there are
So
gluten-free
good.
buns. So you just swap that out, and then that way you're able to cater to those people that have them.
All right, and do you have a plant-based version for someone who doesn't want to eat meat?
Yes, absolutely. If you do want to make it plant-based,
eat the meat.
just eat the meat. Yeah, that's my point.
I'm saying that as someone who's no longer vegetarian. Eat the meat.
Too much stress. Just eat the meat, guys. Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly, if you are somebody that doesn't eat meat or you are plant-based, I would just say just go for the plant-based meat.
Oh,
right?
I see. Yeah, just do that straight
Just do
up.
like the Beyond Meat or
swap.
whatever it is, like swap that out because it gives closest in texture at least, right? And you can still get the flavors. Yeah.
This is
And top it
unreal.
with the coleslaw, and that's amazing.
Okay, yeah,
Unreal.
let's move on to the potato salad because how did you make this sort of adaptable to lots of dietary needs?
This one is just naturally something that a lot of people are able to eat. It's a comfort food that we're all familiar with.
Yeah.
It goes with a lot of different cuisines. It has amazing flavors, and you can make it the night before. But with mine, I have whipped dressing, there's ground garlic, there's egg, there's green peas, red peppers, roasted red pepper and garlic. So it's a roasted red pepper and garlic potato salad. And if you do have a dietary restriction, you simply just take out the egg and swap out the mayo for vegan mayo, which you can get at grocery stores everywhere now. So
But this one is dairy-free and gluten-free?
Dairy-free, gluten-free.
And that would be the swap, okay.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so what's another side? My mouth is full. What's another side that you'd recommend as a fail-safe option for anybody who's on a restrictive diet?
For me, I always go for grilled corn. Like grilled corn, I feel like kids love it. Everyone typically loves grilled corn. You can also use a lot of different toppings to like elevate the corn. And if you have a lot of restrictions coming to your barbecue, again, take those sauces that you buy out of the grocery store out, make your own little marinades with, you know, the olive oils, the lemons, the herbs, the spices. Vegan butter is there too. Add some garlic and it's amazing.
That's a great party idea. I love that with the spread.
yeah.
We're gonna end with a real crowd pleaser, dessert. Which I will hand out if you describe.
Oh my God.
What's in there?
Just some ice cream cookie sandwiches. Look at how beautiful they are. You pass that down.
Okay, so they're kind of melting, guys, you know? It's melting a little bit, but
this is how it
it's all
works.
good. Take
Oh my God, they're so beautiful.
Thanks.
Why do they keep giving me the follow-up question with all this delicious food? Wow. So this version is dairy and gluten-free.
Dairy,
That's incredible.
it's actually vegan.
It's vegan?
It's vegan.
What?
Completely.
All right, so what
Yeah.
swaps can you use so you can make it nut-free as well?
So instead of using almond flour, which is in this recipe, you can just make just use regular flour, right? If they're not anybody that's fussy with gluten. But you also have to be careful with the plant-based ice cream that you choose because sometimes they use cashew in it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right? So you can use a sorbet or something else that does not have nuts in it. Again, read the labels, super important, or make your own ice cream.
Yeah, you can make your own too,
Yeah,
it's
make
true.
your own ice cream at home.
What about any other dessert ideas?
Dessert ideas, I honestly love cakes just because the heat, it's summer, and they can kind of sit out sometimes, like it depends on what type of cake you make. You can actually kind of have it sitting out on your counter. Whether you have to keep it in the freezer and you have to be super strict about when you take it out, how long it's out for. It's less fussy.
Oh my God, Tamara, you have just taken us on an amazing journey. Thank you.
Glad you liked it.
Everybody at the barbecue will be happy.
Yes.
I didn't hear a word you
Oh my God.
Welcome back. Summer has officially arrived, and that means it's time to fire up the grill. But as every backyard chef knows, not all proteins play by the same rules when it comes to the heat.
Yes, from the sizzling shrimp to the perfectly seared steak, it takes a little know-how to get it just right. And luckily, our next guest has all of the tips that you need. Here with the ultimate grill guide is Chef Devin Rajkumar. Nice to see you,
We have such a beautiful spread here
Listen,
today.
It looks
Smells
incredible.
incredible.
It smells incredible. And we know that now more than ever, Canadians are really supporting Canadian
course.
products, and it really matters. So before we get into this, your grilling tips, let's talk about what we should be looking for to make sure we're buying Canadian protein.
Of course, very simple. Look for raised by a Canadian farmer.
Okay.
Look for trusted logos like Ontario Pork, Canada Beef.
Okay.
And you'll see these in the grocery store when you're browsing and looking for your steaks and your shrimp and the different items.
Yeah,
amazing.
good tips.
Very
All right,
simple.
so the first protein we're going to talk about is shrimp, which I'm looking at, and it looks incredible. Talk to us. How do we grill this and make sure we get all the good juices out of it?
It sure does look incredible, but please stop overcooking your shrimp, okay? Shrimp can be cooked in like 2 to 3
How
minutes.
do we know we're overcooking the shrimp, though?
Well, when it kind of feels like, you know, a rubber ball.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
So the way I cook it.
So just pull it. All these proteins, they continue to cook when they come off the heat source.
Okay.
So look for good color. We want medium-high heat. With most seafood, you want to do about medium heat.
Okay.
You know, if you're doing fish, put it skin side down. But we want to just cook it, get the color, and get it off.
And
it
this is
keeps
fast.
cooking.
It's super fast with
Yeah,
shrimp,
we're
right?
Shrimp, it'll start to curl up. As soon as it seizes up a bit, pull
Get
it.
it off. Okay.
Okay.
You brought us tandoori shrimp on the
Oh,
barbie,
it's
which sounds
so-
delicious. Like,
it's-
break down how you make these.
I already
And
ate it.
Do you use frozen? Or
Sorry, I just realized.
Yeah, so this is frozen shrimp. Shrimp has a really unique cell structure. It doesn't soak up water like a sponge, like other types of seafood. So run it under cold water, pat it dry. Everything here, anything you put on the grill, any heat source, if it's wet, if there's moisture, you're not gonna get color. Color is flavor. That's why it tastes so good, right? So make sure you get a really, really good sear, pat it dry.
So
We have a
good.
cornucopia of spices, cumin, coriander, Kashmiri red chili powder.
good stuff.
Yogurt marinade helps it penetrate, makes it tangy. It's good, huh?
So good.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then blistered green chili, I like a lot of heat.
And
Me
were those,
too.
were those
Me- Yeah.
frozen? Were they frozen or did you do them fresh?
The chili?
The shrimps.
Oh, the shrimp were previously frozen, thawed under cold water,
Okay.
patted dry, marinated,
Done.
grilled.
Okay, sorry, got it.
Okay,
Yep.
you know what? And you mentioned a little bit about cooking different types of seafood. So can you share tips for drill? Can I talk? Because I'm eating too much food. For grilling different types of seafood. There you go. Got it out.
depending on whatever you're grilling, if it's very delicate and tender, just use a fish basket. Medium-high heat, not high. And when you put fish on the grill, please, most proteins, allow it to cook for 30 seconds to a minute. It's gonna release itself from the grill.
Love it.
Oil the fish, not the grill.
Okay.
Oil the fish. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Ah.
we're moving on to steak, the
Yes.
next protein. So specifically strip steaks, which we have here. So what should we know about grilling them?
Well, we have a strip loin here. Anytime you're cooking, a lot of these tips and tricks go across all proteins, but steak specific, get it out of the fridge for an hour. Someone called me last week. They're like, hey, my steak's been out of the fridge for an hour and a half. Can I still eat it? Yes, you can still eat it. Of
course you can.
Okay,
Let
but
it
we
rest.
want to temper it. Imagine you have a very dense piece of protein.
Yeah.
The heat source is going to take longer to penetrate to the middle. So that's why if we have a room temperature piece of steak, the heat's gonna penetrate faster. So 60 to 90 minutes, pull it out.
Gotcha.
And season it heavily. Anytime we put something on the grill, what happens? A lot of it falls into the grill. So
Okay.
season it heavily. We also can't season the inside. So these are all things to keep in mind.
I'm curious because in my family, there's a lot of seasoning the meat the night before. How do you feel about that?
You can, depending on what it is. If you're seasoning with acid, lemon juices, salt, you're going to play with the texture of the meat. So depending on if it's a very aggressive, acidic, salty marinade, maybe 2 to 4 hours.
Okay.
But overnight you can.
Okay. All right,
This
that's
one
good
is
to know.
amazing.
Yeah, so with this one as well, another big tip, stop slicing into the meat. I think a lot of you already know this. We have a lot of foodies in this crowd always,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So allow your protein to rest for about half the time you cooked it.
Okay.
So if this steak takes about 6-7 minutes, I'm gonna let it rest for close to 5.
All right, now I've already eaten my piece because I'm a little ahead of myself and the food smells really good.
Yeah.
But you brought us some Caribbean jerk marinated strip steak. It was delicious. Talk to us about it.
So there's a lot of different ways that you could approach jerk seasoning. I mean, we have it in my cookbook. We have it a lot of different places. But if you start cooking the jerk too far in advance, it could burn and get aggressive. So about 80% into my cook, I start to brush it and baste it. Similar to how you'd finish chicken. I see one guy's like, yeah.
Okay.
So similar to how you would finish barbecue. Chicken on the barbecue, and you'd barbecue it, barbecue sauce towards the end.
Okay.
Same thing with this. Brush it for your last 2 bastes, your last 2 flips.
So good. Okay. Next up, you have a vegetarian protein. I've never thought to grill paneer.
I've never had paneer.
Oh my God, you haven't?
No,
so
you guys
amazing.
had it?
Okay.
So
Me either.
So this is kind of standard. You know, growing up in a Guyanese household, growing up with so much Indian, South Asian influence, grilled paneer and paneer is just so popular. It's very fluffy. It takes on flavors really well. It's a non-melting cheese, but this is paneer tikka. So essentially, this skewer would go into a tandoor, which is your super hot clay oven. But what we're doing here is we're putting it on the skewer. This skewer's got like 20 grams of protein. Okay, so if you're looking to get protein into your diet, skewer it up. Use whatever vegetables you have. You have poblano here. Was poblano ever put with paneer tikka? No, but I can do it. I can get away with stuff like this.
Because you're Devin, you can do that kind of stuff.
Use what you have. Use what's in the back of your grocery drawer.
It's so good. Some other popular veggie proteins are halloumi and tofu. Do we grill them the same way as paneer?
Halloumi, very similar. From Cyprus, little squeaky, fantastic. Tofu, make sure it's firm. If it's medium, it's just gonna go blah.
And if you don't have a tandoori oven, just quickly, we can still manage this, right?
You can pan sear this.
Okay.
You can put a cast iron on your grill. You can grill it.
Great.
You can blowtorch it. You can broil it.
All right.
Do whatever you want.
Above.
All right, so we're ending things with the chicken thigh.
Yes.
Why is this protein so good for the grill?
It's a powerhouse in protein. And today we have like protein for every single palate. Chicken thighs, bone in. I don't know why people are so obsessed with boneless meat. Like boneless chicken curry
the only
drives
thing I
me
buy
drives
is the
me-
boneless.
It drives me crazy.
Okay, why should we get the one with the
There's
bone
so
in?
much more flavor. As this is roasting, that bone is imparting so much juice and flavor into the chicken. It's gonna be juicier and more flavorful. Chicken thigh is always gonna be better bone in. I always prefer dark meat. We've already addressed that, okay? But you can...
Me too, my friend, me too. I feel you.
You could go with you could go with chicken breast if you want. It's awesome. It's fantastic. But even then, I would have the bone on it too.
Okay.
I love bone.
This is a Korean barbecue chicken with cucumber kimchi slaw. Tell us about this recipe.
So I lived with a Korean back when I was 15, 16 years old. I was just in Korea a few months ago. We have gochujang, so this is a fermented red chili paste. We have sesame oil, rice wine vinegar. You marinate the chicken overnight. It's an aggressive marinade, but chicken thigh can take it. And then you just cook it on the barbecue. Cooking chicken on the barbecue, have two different zones. Have a hot zone and a lower zone. You can get your color on one side, then move it, and then treat the barbecue like an oven to cook it through.
It is so good. Every single recipe you knocked it out of the park. Amazing.
Thank you guys.
Yes,
So good.
Chef Devin, Raj Kumar, thank you so much for stopping by. Everything was incredible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
for
much.
my first take of paneer.